All right, welcome back to the channel and welcome back to American Truck Simulator. Today we have a two-part video going on today. We're taking a look at the update for John Ruda's Classic XL, which now includes, as you can see right in front of you, an FLD. So we're going to go ahead and check that out. We'll look at some of the biggest changes and updates, because a lot of them are shared between the two, and it's really the exterior that shows the obvious difference between the Classic XL and the FLD. We're not an extensive review or anything like that, just going over some of the biggest changes and things you need to know between the two trucks. It's really cool. We essentially going down the same road as the 389 from John Ruda, where he eventually made a 379, 378, 388, and a 389 all in one truck. Not that many variants here, but still two trucks in one essentially. So we'll talk about all the build options on this, everything you need to know, the most important parts. Again, not an extensive dive into it. And then we will go ahead and we will take a drive. But before we get into that, obviously we have some important news here. We have a giveaway. It's Dom's T600 Kenworth. And we've got everyone's name listed. This is Wheel of Names. I'm going to pick it while we are recording so everyone sees. We had a first giveaway when we did the Volmax. We had about 16 or 17 people in. This time we have 51 entries. All right, 51 entries, and so they're all lined up. They're all put in here, and all we have to do is click to spin. So here we go. Good luck to each and every one of you. And beforehand, obviously, thank you for taking the time to watch the video, to comment, and to enter this. So here we go. Who is going to win Dom's T600? Let's go. There we go. Eternal Power 123. You have won. So what I'm going to ask you to do is, my email is in the description. It's toward the top. What I want you to do, Eternal Power 123, is go ahead and send me an email. Let me know that you have won, and I will make sure to respond to you and get you all the details that you need to know to get your T600. Congrats. And again, thanks for everyone taking the time, watch the video, to comment. And it's really great. It's really great. Getting a lot more viewership, a lot more people commenting, even when it's not just to do a giveaway. And it's really helping out the channel. I hope I'm really doing as much as I can to give back to the community. Keep things entertaining, keep things fun, keep things upbeat, and always informative. So, yeah, let's get on with the rest of the video. Okay, so when we come in here, the probably the biggest thing that we need to take a look at is the fact that we do have some new cabins. The 58 is a new cabin, and this is going to go across the Classic XL as well as the FLD. We also have a new cabin in the 64-inch style. So that's a pretty unique look there. Pretty big inside. Not quite as big as the 70, or we do have another one down here, and I'll let you know in just a second why we can't do that right now. Let's move on to the chassis, because right now selected by default is the FLD 120 short 6x4. So a couple things here. Obviously, just look at the color coding here. The 120 is the FLD, and the 132, whenever they say the 132, that means the Classic XL. It's obviously written here, but just in case people's eyes go to the right, the writing here, and they look and they see, well, what's the difference? Am I getting an XL, Classic XL, an FLD 120, and an FLD 132? So the 132 is the Classic XL. Obviously, it's written there. Just wanted to point that out. But if we want to see the big sleeper, then we're going to have to go down. Oh, well, two things. Number one, it's not on the FLD 120. Okay, you cannot get that big 84-inch cabin on the FLD. You have to go to the Classic XL, and you can't get it on the long either. So if we look and we go back to the cabins, what's going on here? We have to get any one of them that say 132 stretched. So if we come all the way back to here, here's our first 132 stretched, boom. And there we have it. We have the 84 inch. So I selected the 84, went back into these chassis, and I tried to figure out what was going on. Obviously, it's 84 inch. It makes sense that these come with the stretched chassis. So just something to be mindful of. Yeah, so you won't have the this 84 inch on any of the FLDs. You will only have it on the Classic XL, the 132s. And it has to be stretched. It can't even be long. So like if we come way down here and we've got a long, okay, well, I mean, obviously because of that 8x6, but if we were to go to a 6x4, we go to a 132, here we go. That should be enough room, right? Oh, actually, yeah, look at that. Okay, so here we go. So revised. What is basically going on is it has to be stretched if it's an 8x4, or it can be a long 6x4. But still, you will not be able to see it on an FLD. It shrinks up right away. And the reason is an 84 inch was never offered on an FLD in real life. So that's kind of what we're using the standard for. So small correction there, but go 6x4 long, or you go 8x4 stretched. Because if you want that 8x4, if you want that third axle, it's got to be stretched, not the long. Okay, basically some of the big changes here on the outside, we can go through them real quick, not extensively at all. But if we go in here to the bumpers, there are a ton of options. Obviously, this is version 9.0, so all of them that say 9.0 are what's going to be our new options here. Chrome, bunch of paints. There are tons of different designs here. One thing that I think is missing that I didn't see, I'm just trying to go over them. There's so many lights on here that I can't even really see. I have to turn them off. I don't think there are any that have like fog lights or any additional lights in these cutouts to my knowledge. I'm just kind of going through them real fast. Any time I would have seen any cutouts like this, but I'm pretty sure that none of them offer lights in them right now. Let me go and click on another one here. So maybe that could be an update for the next one. Regardless, tons and tons of bumpers. We also have rear fenders is another one. Got tons of them. We got the originals. We got version 8.0. Version 9.0 is here, and it's when we get some of the more fancy ones where we get the full fender. We get the Euro double hump. There's the Euro double hump. Fiberglass double hump. Full fender, another one. And then we've got our, I mean, he just keeps adding to them. Version 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So you've probably got like, at least 20 or 30 here that you can go through. Fenders was a big one. Custom horns. Let me go ahead and switch over to a different cabin. Let's go to that mid-roof. That'll make it a little bit easier for us to see the horns here. And I think the horns are right here. And we've got 24-inch chrome high, and they are actually elevated off the roof a little bit more. You can get that in paint as well. Giant 24-inch chrome. So that's kind of cool. We've got the square ones. Chief 29-inch chrome. I actually like those quite a bit. And then obviously you have your high version where they're lifted off of the roof a little bit more. I don't know how I feel about that. I think that's just going to come down to a personal preference. Giant 29-inch in paint. That's pretty cool. So you get, I mean, you can go with the singles, you can go with the doubles, you can go with the low, the high, the chief, the giant, just any sort of combination that you can think of is in here. Some new headache racks if we want to take a look at the back. And I think we're probably going to have to lose these. Where are they? Spoilers. Okay, that's it. You have to hit spoilers delete. That's why. That's what was throwing me off. Anyway, go back to the head rack. Tons of versions. Look at all these. Probably like 25, 30 of them. Let's just click on a few. Obviously, we have paint and chrome, different variations of it. Chrome and aluminum. Just go through and look at what some of these look like. Type 3, Type 4. I think there's down to Type 6, isn't there? No. Headache rack aluminum. Is this more like a basic? Yeah, this is more like your basic one. But introduced into version 9.0. Take a look at Type 2 and Type 1 as well. In chrome and paint, and this is chrome and metal. Has tons of options. So I don't see any here that are actually, you know, for this many. And here you have like your cabinet style ones where they'll open up. It would be nice to see a couple that are, you know, made for logging, but when you have that many. But clearly he's focusing on getting every single combination of every type, whether you're talking about chrome or paint, or you're talking about the design, you're talking about the size of them. It's just all kinds of combinations. Obviously, we have the hood option here, and when you choose the FLD, you get that very unique hood that's a little bit different from the XL, the Classic XL. We also have side skirts over here that are unique to the FLD. And they come in your basic fender, where it's not really that aerodynamic. But as we go down the list, we have different versions in paint, different versions that are standard, and this is more like the plastic that you're going to get on here. So you're not going to get any chrome options here. But honestly, look at what's going on here. You're probably not going to see this decked all out in chrome. This is not that kind of a truck. It doesn't style like that. That is freaking crazy. And you can just light them up all the way down there. That's so cool. So those are some of the biggest changes and updates in this version 9.0, in obviously besides the FLD by itself. When we go to the interior, before we go into all of the accessories, this is actually where you're going to pick the difference between your standard and your custom switches. So this is what standard looks like, and pay attention in this area, and I'll switch over to custom, and all of a sudden you get the longer toggle switches. You also get things chromed up quite a bit. I'll go back to the standard right now, and things look a little bit more plasticky, and you also get the extended toggle switches up here. I like the classic look, to be honest. I wouldn't mind running these extra things. I think it's a great idea to be able to allow someone to customize this to their liking, whether they're looking more like show truck or whether they're looking a little bit more like the typical FLD that you would run. Especially those that have driven those, I'm sure you'll really appreciate that. This is kind of cool. So we do still have the odometer. We have the option for the gauge bezels, dash panel. I think I have mine in aluminum. You can do paint. You can do all the different types of wood. But these have all been redone. And the reason is the entire detailing and modeling of the inside, both for the XL and the FLD, have been completely redone, completely reworked. There is the same interior for both trucks. Again, the big difference is going to be on the outside, and the fact that with the FLD, you're not going to be able to get an 84 inch on here. But essentially the same thing. So they didn't have to do two different interiors. It's completely redone and reworked for the inside, but it is the same for both trucks, essentially. And so custom switches, I talked about the interior upholstery and colors. All right, so when it comes to the colors, we've got our typical ones that we've known from John Ruda over the last couple updates of his other trucks, where you get leather and you get cloth, but you get them in brown, red, white, and blue and black. So that's pretty cool. And you'll see that featured all throughout the truck. You know, just basically bringing it up to some of the same standards like the W900, the 389 that was updated. Kind of cool here. You can get a little small TV. I think that may have been there. I can't remember. It may have been in the Classic XL. It is still here, in case you were wondering. And still got our hanging items. We do have interior lighting here somewhere. I think I actually chose it from the outside, but you do get an interior lighting. You get the glow on the underside of the truck still. All the colors and textures, like I said, on the interior. And yeah, that pretty much wraps up some of the most important changes here. You got tons of places to put GPS. You got your trip computer over here. Got a windshield corner over here. All right, well, that pretty much wraps up some of the big changes with this Classic XL and now FLD. So let's go ahead and we'll take a drive, and I got a couple surprises for you. All right, and welcome back. We are in Casper today. We got a little bit of snow that came in last night. I don't know if we're going to get any on the drive. That is always a possibility. We'll see what happens. And so what we've got going on here is we are about to get loaded up with some John Deere parts. The trailer on here is the Versamax from 850 Modding. I picked it mainly because I didn't know how this was going to drive, essentially. I wanted to be able to pick up a large variety, anything from 20 to 30,000 all the way up to 80 or 90,000, depending on the handling. And we're actually, we're picking up 50,715 pounds of John Deere parts and taking them from this rail station over to Fort Collins to the dairy farms of America. And the reason why I wasn't exactly sure how this would handle, if we go ahead and take a closer look, obviously it's snowing. The 1.53 now has a version for Grimes Winter mod. What do they call it? Frosty Winter. So we have that in, but we don't just have the base mod. Some people think it's just the base mod. You can also get snowy tires, which we have on here. We can also get the snowy physics, which is also in here. So we are running with snowy physics. I haven't done a real extensive drive, and I sure haven't done it without with any weight on it. A couple years ago, I got it for the first time, and it was absolutely impossible to stop. It was like driving on ice. Last year, there was an update, and it was fixed tremendously. And yeah, you are still going to slip and slide. You have to watch your speed. You have to stop earlier. You have to really watch your corners. But it was made to be more realistic. And unless you're driving on black ice, then it's good luck with that. But it was brought down tremendously, so it's a lot more drivable. I'm hoping that's the same. This is actually going to be my first longer drive with it on this video. And as you see, we also have in the back Nitro Mods chains. And I guess the test would be, at some point, I'm going to have to take a drive in the snow with the physics and without the chains to see if they actually do anything. I've heard that they used to do some stuff, actually help with traction. I've heard that they don't do that anymore and they're just for looks, so I'm going to have to test it myself. And I was kind of curious to see whether this was going to happen or not. But like I said, I've got the tire chains from Nitro Mods, and I have the snowy tires from Grimes Winter in here, and both work. Obviously, you can't put chains on the front. You can only put them on the back tires, but you can tell they're in the snow, and that makes sense because what's on the ground? Snow. All right, so let's go ahead and get this thing loaded, and we will get over to Fort Collins. All right. We got parking lights on. Let's go ahead and get the windows down. Oh, let me turn the key first. Like how that window on the left opened up. I'm going to do it again. I'm going to pick the windows up, and then you'll see that other window shut right now. That's kind of a cool thing. Pretty cool. All right, let's get her started. Okay, again, 50,715 pounds of John Deere parts to Fort Collins. Go ahead and turn on the headlights. Release the parking brake. Get the four-ways on as we're getting out of here. Enable track IR. And we'll also get some beacons on. You can't tell right now because it is during the day, but there's underglow. I've set them to beacons as opposed to the parking lights. So we got the beacons up top. We don't have any on the trailer, on the Versamax. So cool to see him running with chains. We are going to test out this physics right now. The way the physics was a couple years ago absolutely terrified me. Absolutely terrified me. It was undrivable, but I think it's going to be a little bit more manageable. I don't know if it was just an update to 1.53 or if there were some serious changes within the actual physics. That's what we're going to check out today. Bad Boys Trucking theme skin is on the truck. I believe that is Poppy Pups. And we've got everything all decked out in the same paint color, including the deck and on the rims. Can't see it as much because there's a bunch of snow, and that is absolutely realistic. Get the four-ways off now. Let's go a little fast downhill. And let's see if we can stop in the same amount of time. Fasten seatbelts. That's what it says on the dash there. That didn't seem too hard. Well, we'll know when we come up to speed and when it comes down to stopping. The engine is the Cummins ISX 870 from Zeemods, the new one. We have a 600 horsepower version of it. Again, I didn't know what I was going to be driving today. Could have been up to 90,000 pounds. I wasn't going to go above that. It's doing that again where it thinks I'm in low. Nope, that's second gear. More shifter stuff going on. All snowy. One thing I'm hoping that we don't see like we have in the past is green spots. If you guys have had Grimes Winter, Frosty Winter before, you'll know that there are patches, especially where the corners of maps come together. And is this a lane for? I can't remember. Oh, I can't. It would be nice if I could stop now. It'd be nice if I could stop. Wow. Okay, yeah, we got the physics. It's really affecting the stopping. Even with, what, 50,000 pounds on here. Oh, come on. Is it going to do it to me every time? I go down to the position. This is an 18 speed, by the way. Bottom center, where I think I'm going to hit second, and it interprets it as low. Nothing that I've modified, it's just slowly dying. Which you guys, if you watch my stuff, you know that that is the case, and it's been like that for a little while. I just haven't decided to pull the trigger on the next shifter that I'm going to go with. We're going through. No ticket. We're through. We're through. It's not going into gear. Wow. I would have thought I had plenty of time. I missed the gear, and glad the Jake was on. Yeah, I'm really getting... It's taken a long time to get the beacons off to slow down. That's the real big thing. Obviously, when we get up to speed and we get to some corners, we'll be able to figure out... I probably should have been over there, I guess. Yep. That's alright. We'll fake it. I think I got to shift faster. The second stick here is my splitter for today. Alright, and here we go. Let's put it to the test. Let's see how crazy this physics is going to be. Really loving the snow on the ground. See if we can build up a little bit of speed in the curves and see if it hurts us. Good visibility out these mirrors. 3 different options for the mirrors. You can go with the Classic. You can go like the kind that has the circular mirror there. Forgetting it right now. Convex mirror. Yeah, you got to shift a little bit quicker. That's what was happening. You get these where it's just a rectangle. It's more modern. And you can get the ones where it's just one piece all the way down with no second mirror. Yeah, we're coming up to pretty good speed with this 600 horsepower. We got a comedy show on TV up there. It's pretty cool. And we're right at 60 miles an hour. Okay, here we go. Let's go to 80. We got to test this. If we're going in the ditch, we're going in at full speed. Should be able to get quite up there. We're at about 65 now. And I always kind of want to go over these things, but I wouldn't expect that it would be any different. But my gauges, which are calibrated on this dash here, everything lines up with what is happening with the tach and the speedometer in the truck. It just won't go into gear. It won't. It's not reading it. Wow. I've got no 8th gear. Huh. I know it's an 18 speed. That's why. That's an experimental. Eaton Fuller 18 speeds. You know what? That's probably what was giving me a hard time with the shifting. Whoa, gotta reset the old track IR there. Nice to spawn back into the game with traffic in front of you. That's still reading it as the 18th gear. What is going on here? No. You know what? Sorry. Disregard that. That's what my little dash display is saying here, because it counts the counts the low gears. So technically it would go up to 20. But I did have the wrong gearbox layout file in there in that experimental, so we should be able to shift up to 8th now. We still at 80? Yep. Seems like a lot of traffic. I think I might have angry. No, I don't think I have. I don't think I have angry drivers in here. I think I have realistic drivers. They usually get out of your way a little bit. You know what I could do? That same person that made those mods on Steam Workshop for free, that did realistic drivers and angry drivers, also did winter drivers. So they're supposed to drive a whole lot slower and kind of get that feel around you, get that whole environment that cars are driving a little bit slower than normal. And I kind of talked about it at the beginning, but I kind of got sidetracked. It's not uncommon when you're running Grimes to see a whole bunch of spots that are green just in random places. Sometimes it's where different parts of the map combine, and he's always said it's not really something that I can do. I haven't seen any. I was watching Goggles live stream today, and he was driving in the snow for probably a good hour and a half, if not 2 hours, and I didn't see any green patches. I'm not seeing any here in person either. It was just kind of like this default missing, I don't know, like missing scenery, something like you would see like the pink color on the truck, and you would know that it's just like not reading. There's like missing scenery or something. Come on. There it is. Nope. Something is definitely screwed up. Something is definitely screwed up in these settings. Wouldn't that be fun? I mess around with these gearbox layout files all the time. These different shifting patterns, and no, that is the one. That is the one, and I have... Is there any service here that I can go to on the way? There's one right there. Maybe we'll just get off the road real fast and check that out. Yeah, maybe I'll do that. So I can see what's going on, but it's reading the same gear. Okay, there we go. Okay, so yeah, something is getting screwed up. In this position, it was reading 17. Now it's reading 16. There is 17. Man. I think my shifter's just it's having problems, and it's reading the wrong buttons. It's reading the wrong positions. The big one is second gear, especially when I'm downshifting from third to second. It reads second as low. Oh, we are in trouble. We are in trouble. There's no way we can stop for that. That is slowing down quite a bit. I mean, I was going pretty fast. I was up over, I think I was up around 70 miles an hour. See if we can come up to speed and really test some of these curves here. We haven't had any big curves though. Liking the hood mirrors. Good upgrade being able to have these options. The biggest thing with the XL, the Classic XL, was being able to see the mirrors, because they put it right behind that divider in the mirror. And so now having these options, we don't have to worry about that as much. Yeah, I feel like I'm in the Classic XL, obviously. Updated, reworked and stuff, but really,
keep right. After 50 yards, exit right.
Really what we have is, besides the pivot cam. Oh, here we go, here we go. Here we go.
Keep right. After 50 yards, turn right.
Wow. That took a considerable amount of time to slow down. Right hand turn, go out a little bit wider. I hate these turns. Always end up taking out a pole or something. And we are going to make a right next. Really focus in on that snow and the tires. It's pretty cool. And right at 30. Actually, taking the corner is not bad at all. I do have the physics in, I promise. It's mainly just the stopping. It's taking a little bit longer to stop now. That's about it, though. You're not sliding her. This feels more like this feels a lot closer just to standard physics than it does to anything relating to snow. Question is, if it rains, because it's been doing that for quite a while, ever since 1.5, I think. Let me go here in the settings. If it rains, will it become more slippery? It's like it has different physics. So options, and I believe we go into gameplay for that. And we want to check on the rain probability. Let's kick it up a little bit. Let's kick it up a lot more. I want to be able to test this. So let's see if it kicks in. It should at some point. Oh, you know, we only have like... Well, no, we're not done with the drive. We're just stopping to... We were stopping to get it serviced, and now the transmission works. We want to just be able to get back out to the road, don't we? Okay, so... I think we'll just go... And we'll just go straight and make the left. Okay. So we're not going to actually stop at the place now. we have any rain? Thought that was... I do have scratches on the windshield. So let's go a little bit over with the speed. See if we get any sliding before we get the rain, and we can compare it to the rain. This feels like it's regular physics. Yeah, so I'm not going to go right because we don't need the service anymore. Slow it down a little bit, but do kind of want to test it. I'm really not feeling the same type of physics that I did last time. I can't remember what version it would have been. Stopping is really the only one. Oh, they're ticketing us for sure. Let me get back. Don't think there's anyone behind us. Oh, now we can go forward. Get that Jake off. I'm going to try to push this a little bit. See if I can get this to get all squirrely on me. We got to continue going that way, right? Take a look at the map again. What is going on? So we want to continue going that way. Isn't that what we should have done? Oh, come on. It should have had us go to the right. I don't think it was telling us that. All right. All right, we just did a little fast forward there. Save you guys some troubles watching me try to navigate around things. See, I can see so much in that rectangular mirror. Yeah, so in my testing here, unless it rains, it looks to me like, and see, you'll get that difference too, just in regular physics without snow, just built into ATS, when it rains, you do get, it is a little bit more slipperier. So if it did rain, I'd probably have the same thing, and it feels like I'm driving, I'm going a little bit over the speed limit here. It feels like I'm driving exactly with regular SCS physics. And I'm really trying to push the envelope here. Yeah, like, I should be slipping and sliding all over the place. I can bypass it, nice. I shouldn't have been able to make that turn at that speed. Not if we had real physics. So it is affecting braking. So braking distance is hugely affected, but nothing else is. You can take the corners just like you're racing. So that's unfortunate. Obviously, the way it was before, a couple years ago, was absolutely undrivable. Maybe there's some something in the middle, some Goldilocks zone, where we can get a little bit more, or have a little less traction, but not make it undrivable. I don't know exactly how that all works, but yeah, this, I wouldn't be afraid really to be in this, unless, like I said, it's raining. Because once rain comes in, it changes over to like a different type of physics by default in the game. Taking it right up there to 75. Yeah, 600 horsepower. We're moving this pretty good. Alright, about 39 minutes left. Oh, looks like we're getting off here. Slow it down a little bit. Make it a little realistic, but I do want to kind of overcook it a little bit if I can.
15 yards, exit right ahead. Exit right ahead.
Okay, we lost it. We lost the steering there. I feel like at that speed, though, I would have lost it anyway. So let's see if we can pick something kind of in the middle.
15 yards, turn right. Turn right.
Full brake, full brake. We're turning right anyway. Yeah, so really doesn't have that slipping and sliding feeling. Like I should be slipping and sliding all the way around.
100 yards.
Trailer's not doing anything. It's stuck to the road just like there was no snow. Obviously, by default, the snow is just an appearance thing, but there is a physics portion of it. It's a separate mod that you can download from Grimes as well, and I'm just not experiencing that on turns and handling. Only braking. Now the question is, how much of it is being helped by these chains? Because remember, we are driving with chains too. I like the whole look of chains and snowy tires all at the same time. That looks so cool. And I obviously decided to just go with the a little off the road there, just with the day cab.
Keep right. After 50 yards, turn right.
Oh, going right by the oh, wasn't looking. That's hilarious. That's hilarious. And that's why you don't drive going backwards, guys. Let's see what damage that did. Oh, you know what? It starts off much easier in first. See? I'm in second, and it's reading it as if it was low. This is low right here. Completely different. Man. Now we do have a check engine sign. What is that? Can't see what it is. Oh, it's just check engine. I don't actually have that on this little display here. I don't think I have check engine. I have like low battery, low oil, low brake air pressure, things like that. But I don't think I have a check engine light, just a general. And I'm running that through, what am I running that through? I think that's the dash panel is the app. And it's giving me my turn signals, my light indicators, whether I have beacons on, whether I've got four-ways on, parking lights, regular driving lights.
Go straight.
We did get it slowed down though. So next little experiment is taking these chains off and see if that is what has been keeping us glued to the pavement when we should be slipping around. And then beyond that, we got to see what it does in the rain. But as of now, not so much. It's going to take me a little bit more time and a little bit more testing to do that, a little bit beyond the scope of the drive today, especially since we kind of went through the details on the new FLD. Yeah, coming in like that, I should have been into that fence. I really should have been into that fence if we were talking anything about handling and cornering and stuff with this physics mod. I'm really pushing it a little bit more than I normally would. And not to be crazy, I'm really just testing the physics out. There's a method behind the madness. I'm not just being a crazy driver here. Take a look around the farm here at the dairy farms of America. Looks like just like little patches. I didn't see any green spots in terms of texture or anything like we normally see with Grimes Winter mod. That's so cool. That obviously was worked out. And it's not like maybe I just need to take it through some more drives. I mean, you'd see them on every drive, everywhere, no matter where you went. But yeah, we do have that delay in braking power, that braking, or the increased time in braking. That is definitely there. I would like to see a little bit more in the handling department. Not gonna lie. Bad Boys Trucking. Where are we going here? We're dropping off right over there.
Reached your destination.
Oh, it's right there. Perfect. That's an easy drop off. There we are. Okay, parking brake. Get the parking lights on only. Windows, we'll just keep them up, and we'll shut her down. All right, so welcome to Fort Collins. Thanks for taking the drive with me today. Let me know your comments, your thoughts, any questions, as it just starts raining right now. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? I guess we're going to have to test that on another drive in the future. We got a lot of winter ahead of us. Got a couple more months where we're going to see snow, so we'll have plenty of time to test it out. But let me know your thoughts on the this Classic XL update, the new FLD, the modeling and everything in the hood and the bumpers and all the updates. Let me know what you think about that. And what's your experience with Grimes Winter? Have you guys tried the physics? Have you guys tried putting the snowy tires on with the Nitro Mods tire chains? I think it looks the part. The only thing that really you can take away now is, why is the trailer like that? And if you don't know, you have to have standard base SCS tires in order for either of these things to work. Otherwise, so what you do is you start with the wheels and you make it like just like the most standard, whether it's chrome or aluminum or whatever, or paint. Just pick the standard rims that come with the game before you put any have any wheel mods in. And then once you do that, one of the options when you go in to choose the tires, if you have the Nitro Mods mod installed, is you'll see a bunch of them that say Nitro Mods. They're very obvious that it's a different type of thing. And you go through and you select your tires. So you do the same thing. So you do those with the chains. And by default, it automatically puts snowy looking tires once you pick those same rims, those same basic standard rims. So start with the rims, and then you'll see the tires show up. Go and select the tires. You'll see the options, and there's like 5 or 6 options at least, because you can do single wheel, you can do double. Yeah, tons of options on there. But yeah, again, thanks for coming along on the drive. If you enjoyed this content, go ahead and give me the thumbs up. Consider subscribing if you haven't already done that. Hit the notification bell so you can see all of my videos. And I will see you guys on the next one. Take care.